Hi, my name's Andrew Stillman from Microsoft, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about Microsoft Surface Hub. Surface Hub is a brand new collaboration device that Microsoft is releasing this year, designed to unlock the power of the group. It's a collaboration device that combines the best of Microsoft hardware, Microsoft software, and Microsoft services in a single package. And our goal is to make it as transformative to group productivity as the PC was to individual productivity. As you'll see, when you walk up to a Surface Hub, you don't see a lock screen like you would on a traditional PC. Instead, you see a welcome screen. It's designed around the core activities that people do together when they're in a conference room and they want to be productive together. So you'll see a series of meetings that are up on the welcome screen. It's a bookable resource and exchange. And you'll also see other activities such as making a call, starting a whiteboard, or connecting content from your personal device. I want to walk you through a couple of key scenarios with Surface Hub, including making meetings more engaging and productive, how to use the best tools to create and brainstorm, and the world of amazing large screen applications that the Windows 10 platform provides. So first thing I want to do is show joining a meeting. We hear too often that it takes 12 minutes to get a meeting started. People find the technology in a conference room confusing, it takes too much time, they want a simpler process. So with a single tap, I'm able to automatically join a meeting. It's connecting us to Skype for Business, just like any other Skype meeting, which means remote attendees could be dialing in from any device, whether it's a computer, a laptop, a phone, iOS, Android, Windows. Anyone can dial into Skype for Business. So you'll see we've got my colleague Brian here who's dialed in remotely. We can see his video feed. One thing you'll notice here is that the cameras are different than what you'd see on a normal video conferencing device. Rather than putting a camera on the top of the screen here, we've put one on each side. They have a very wide field of view, and the goal is that we want to have a clear view of people who are working up at the board as well as people who are working at the table. Instead of having an overhead view, we want to have a clear view of people. Even if I'm just a foot or two away from the board, you've still got a very clear view of me. Another nice thing about our remote meeting experience, Brian can automatically see everything we're doing here. So if I'm doing some whiteboarding session, I talk about Surface Hub, he'll be able to see everything I'm whiteboarding on his personal device. So rather than having a meeting where people say, hey, I can't see what you're putting on the board, automatically he's able to see everything. Everyone in the meeting who's a remote attendee, they feel like they're there in the room. One other nice thing is because the video feed is right next to the camera, that means that when we look up at our remote attendee and talk to them, it feels like we're making eye contact with them. Rather than too often where we're looking at someone's video feed, but the camera's in another location, we're actually able to make eye contact. It makes them feel invited. It makes them feel like they're part of the meeting. So the next thing I'd like to show you is our brainstorming experience. So Surface Hub is a brainstorming device in a lot of ways. When you think about it, people do brainstorming today, but oftentimes they'll use a traditional piece of technology. They might use an analog whiteboard, for instance. It's a great way of getting your ideas up on a screen, sharing them. Everyone can participate as long as they're there in the room. Sometimes people use things like sticky notes. Sticky notes might be good for a more complex program management or design process where you're taking an entire wall and putting status updates. You can move everything around as you go through a development process. People use this, but it locks down an entire room, and it's not something that a remote person can be a part of. So we see limitations with a lot of traditional brainstorming tools. But at the same time, other people have tried to create collaboration solutions that are powerful enough. So you have people who've created, for instance, interactive whiteboards, or video conferencing systems, and tried to use them to help give remote attendees a better window into the brainstorm process. The problem with those is that they're too challenging. Oftentimes people walk into a conference room and it may have an interactive whiteboard or video conferencing system, but they say, an end user will say, that's too complicated. I don't really know what to do with that. And instead they'll just pick up the marker and use a traditional whiteboard. So when you think about it, tools can be powerful or basic. They can be easy or they can be complicated. And when you think about it, a whiteboard probably goes down here in this section. It's easy to use, but it's basic. You can't bring rich multimedia content into it. You run out of space. It's hard to take those ideas with you when you leave the room. Too often people take out a camera and take a photo of a whiteboard image. Same thing with something like sticky notes. At the end of the day, they're easy to use, they're a little more powerful, but they're still pretty basic. Whereas interactive whiteboards and video conferencing systems, they have more capabilities, but they're just too complicated. And users find them difficult to use, and so IT often finds that they sit there unused in the corner of a conference room. At the end of the day, we feel like Surface Hub hits a sweet spot right here. It's both powerful and it's easy to use, and so it gives people very, very impressive brainstorming capabilities, but at the same time, it's really easy and intuitive. So for instance, we could open up another application. Let me open up JT2Go. This is from a partner named Siemens, who's a manufacturing and engineering company. This is their PLM software. So this gives us the ability to take a model and interact with it in real time. So this is a radial engine here. As you can see, I can zoom into data, I can zoom out, I can flip to the backside to look at other content. This product lets us bring live data into a meeting. So rather than just looking at a static report, we can interact. Someone could ask a question about a specific component. We can interact with it in real time. This application is a Windows 10 universal app. It wasn't created specifically for Surface Hub. It was actually created for desktops and laptops. But the beauty of Windows 10 is that any of those applications that were designed for PCs, for Surfaces, for laptops, they can all run natively on Surface Hub as well. Another great thing is that I could take this content. I could take this image and put it into my whiteboard. So maybe there's one specific component here that I really like. Now it's here on my whiteboard. So we've been having a whiteboard session, and I can annotate. I can say, replace. And just like that, we've taken live data, we zoomed in on a specific angle, and we've brought it into our whiteboard. And of course, when we're finished with our meeting, we can then email the whiteboard. The whiteboard is based on OneNote, which means that I could easily send it to everyone who's in the meeting. I could send it out, and it's a rich OneNote file, so people could keep editing on their own. They can use OneNote on any platform. It's on phones, tablets, PCs, Apple, Android. You can use it across the board. So I could send that out to everyone, and then everyone has a record of the meeting. Everyone's on the same page. Of course, when I'm finished with a meeting, I want to walk away with confidence. I don't want to leave my content on the whiteboard. I don't want to leave us dialed into the meeting. And so with that, I just hit I'm done. And so with that, it automatically resets the device and leaves it in the original state. That way the next person who walks into the conference room has the same clean, consistent experience. So you see, then we go back to the original state, and the next person can come in and have a great meeting. So I've just shown you a few ways in which Surface Hub can help you unlock the power of the group by making meetings engaging and productive, by giving you the best digital tools to create and brainstorm, and by opening up a whole new world of large-screen Windows 10 applications. It's really designed to integrate beautifully into the modern workplace. We're very excited to be here at InfoComm, and we'd really like for you to come check us out. We're here in booth 1079, or you can visit our website at www.microsoftsurfacehub.com. Thank you.